The Riverside High School logo gleams against the brick wall, but the security camera mounted beneath it flickers with corrupted feed. Static lines cut through the image before the screen goes black. On a nearby phone, a group chat notification pings. Operation New Girl Phase 1 starts now. 3 laughing emojis follow, then it's deleted. The cafeteria buzzes with Tuesday lunch chaos. Near the far corner, a single figure sits alone. Aspen Clark adjusts her position at the empty table, movements precise and economical. She's arranged her lunch with military precision. French fries, bottled water, and a thick hardcover book positioned at exactly 90 degrees to the table's edge. The title catches the light: Modern Military Strategy and Tactical Operations. Passing students glance at the cover, expressions shifting from curiosity to confusion. Aspen seems oblivious, methodically eating her fries while her eyes scan the dense text. Her appearance suggests vulnerability. Auburn hair falls in waves past her shoulders. Green eyes hold an ethereal quality behind wire-rimmed glasses. Dark jeans and a fitted navy sweater emphasize her slender frame. To most observers, she's exactly what she seems: a quiet, bookish new student navigating her first week. But subtle details tell a different story. Perfect posture, shoulders squared. Eyes occasionally sweeping the room in calculated arcs, taking in every entrance and exit. The controlled precision of her movements. These are habits ingrained through years of discipline. Carefully subdued. 3 tables away, Braxton Steele holds court with his entourage. At 18, he commands attention effortlessly. 6 feet tall with broad shoulders of a basketball star, confident smile that comes from never doubting his place in the social hierarchy. His Letterman jacket hangs casually over his chair, dark hair styled with effortless perfection money can buy. See the new girl over there? Braxton nods toward Aspen's table. 3 days, and she hasn't talked to anyone. Maybe she's just shy, Tyler Nash suggests. Time. Braxton's laugh carries a sharp edge. This is Riverside High, not a therapy session. He stands. Besides, Madison keeps looking over there. I can't have my ex thinking some random bookworm is more interesting than our conversations. Just leave her alone, man, Jake Morrison suggests. She's not bothering anyone. That's exactly the problem, Braxton replies. She thinks she can just sit there, ignore everyone, like she's better than us. Someone needs to welcome her properly to Riverside. Across the cafeteria, Indy Morgan monitors the social dynamics. Instinct sharp for when situations escalate. She discreetly opens her phone's camera app, positioning it to capture both tables. Aspen continues reading, but her peripheral vision tracks Braxton's movements. She notices when he stands, when his voice changes, when his friends lean closer. These are patterns she learned to recognize long before Riverside High. Her father spent 8 years teaching her that awareness could mean the difference between safety and danger. Braxton approaches with confident stride. His friends follow at a slight distance. Hey there, new girl. I'm Braxton Steele, student body president, basketball team captain. Pretty much everyone knows me around here. Aspen looks up. Congratulations, she says simply, then returns to reading. The dismissal is so quick several nearby students gasp. Nobody ignores Braxton Steele. His smile falters momentarily. I don't think you understand how things work here. When someone introduces themselves, you're supposed to reciprocate. I understand perfectly. Aspen closes the book, marking her place. I'm just not interested in participating. The words land like a challenge. Tyler and Jake exchange glances. Not interested. Braxton's laugh echoes. That's rich. You sit here alone every day reading your little army books, and you think you're too good for the rest of us. He taps the book's cover. What is this anyway? Girls don't usually go for the whole war thing. Aspen's hand moves between the book and his finger. Actually, I find military history fascinating. The strategies, the psychology of conflict, the way people reveal their true nature under pressure. It's amazing how much you can learn about someone from how they choose their battles. Braxton pulls out the chair without asking and sits. Is that what you think this is? A battle? Because if you want to talk about psychology and strategy, we should probably discuss your current position. New school, no friends, sitting alone reading about wars. Doesn't sound like winning strategy to me. Aspen closes the book completely. For the first time, she gives Braxton her full attention. Her posture shifts, shoulders squaring. You're right about one thing. I am new here, which means I don't know all the unwritten rules yet. Like apparently sitting alone is considered a social offense serious enough to warrant intervention from the student body president. Several students chuckle. I'm just trying to be friendly, Braxton says, voice losing warmth. Help you understand how things work. Thank you for your concern, but I think I'll manage just fine. She reaches for her book again. Braxton leans forward aggressively. You know what I think? I think you're scared. All this tough talk about military strategy. But you're just another scared new kid hiding behind a book. Aspen's fingers tighten on the book's edges. Fear can be useful. It keeps people alert, helps them recognize real threats. But it shouldn't be confused with caution. Sometimes the smartest strategy is to wait and watch before making your move. The exchange has drawn a crowd. Students at nearby tables have given up pretense of eating. Waiting and watching, Braxton repeats mockingly. Sounds pretty passive to me. See all these people? They're not hiding behind books. They're living their lives, making friends. He trails off deliberately to Aspen's response comes quietly. I found that people who need to announce their importance usually aren't as important as they think they are. Several students inhale sharply. Braxton's face flushes. Excuse me. You heard me. Aspen stands slowly. At 5 feet 5 inches, she's considerably shorter, but something about how she carries herself makes the difference irrelevant. I've been here 3 days, and I've already learned that you feel the need to introduce yourself by listing your accomplishments. That tells me everything I need to know about your level of actual confidence. The cafeteria has gone noticeably quieter. Braxton stands, using his height advantage aggressively. You have no idea who you're talking to. My father is the mayor of this town. My family has been here for 3 generations. You think that matters to me? Aspen's voice remains steady. You think your father's job gives you the right to harass students who don't want to talk to you? The word harass hits like a physical blow. Harass. Braxton's laugh is bitter. I tried to be nice to you. I tried to help you fit in. I prefer to choose my own company. And right now, I'm choosing to be alone. She sits back down and reopens her book with finality. Braxton leans down, placing both hands on her table. Maybe you need a lesson in how things actually work around here. Several students pull out phones. Aspen looks up. When she speaks, there's steel beneath the calm. And maybe you need to learn that not everyone is impressed by empty threats from insecure teenagers. Braxton's face darkens, hands gripping the table edge. You want to see what happens to people who don't show proper respect. He sweeps his arm across the table, sending her fries flying. The container hits the floor with a sharp crack. The bottled water follows. The cafeteria erupts in gasps. Aspen stares at her scattered lunch. When she looks up, something fundamental has changed. The careful mask of shy student slips away entirely. She stands with fluid grace, movements suddenly carrying unmistakable controlled power. Pick it up, she says quietly. Braxton laughs uncertainly. What did you just say to me? I said pick it up. You made the mess. Clean it up. The demand is so unexpected the entire room holds its breath. Are you out of your mind? Do you have any idea what you're asking? I'm not asking. I'm telling you. Pick up what you knocked over, apologize, and walk away. This doesn't have to go any further. For a moment, it seems Braxton might consider it. But with dozens watching, phones recording, backing down isn't an option. You know what your problem is? Nobody ever taught you to know your place. But don't worry, I'm about to fix that. He reaches out, intending to push her backward. Aspen's training kicks in with devastating efficiency. In one fluid motion, she catches his wrist, steps to the side, uses his momentum to guide him past her. Her right hand finds his shoulder. Suddenly, Braxton Steele finds himself face down on the cafeteria table with his arm twisted behind his back in a perfect restraint hold. The sequence takes maybe 3 seconds. For a heartbeat, perfect silence. Every eye focuses on the impossible sight. Are you ready to pick up what you knocked over now? She asks. Braxton struggles. Get off me. Do you know who I am? Do you know what you've just done? I know exactly what I've done. I've stopped you from putting your hands on someone without permission. The question is whether you've learned anything from it. Phone cameras flash like fireworks. Dozens of students record every angle. Tyler and Jake move toward their friend. Hey, let him go. This has gone far enough. Aspen's eyes flick toward them without loosening her grip. It went far enough when he decided to put his hands on me. But since you're his friends, you can help him make the right choice. Convince him to apologize. Braxton, just say you're sorry. Jake urges. I'm not apologizing to her. She assaulted me. My father will have her expelled, arrested, destroyed. Your father, Aspen repeats thoughtfully. The mayor, right? And you think his position means you can do whatever you want. Here's what's actually going to happen. You're going to calm down, pick up what you knocked over, and learn that your daddy's job doesn't make you untouchable. The word daddy lands like a precision strike. Several students snicker. That's enough. Coach Reynolds pushes through the crowd. At 6 feet 4 inches with broad shoulders, he commands immediate attention. Miss Clark, please release him. Mr. Steele, you'll remain exactly where you are until I say otherwise. Aspen studies his face, then nods and steps back. Braxton tries to surge upward, but Coach Reynolds places a heavy hand on his shoulder. I said, remain where you are. We're going to have a conversation about what just happened here. Everyone, put your phones away, he commands. This isn't entertainment. He turns to Indy. Miss Morgan, I know you've been recording. Save that video and bring your phone to my office. Don't post anything online until we've reviewed what happened. He finally allows Braxton to stand. Mr. Steele, you want to explain why you thought it was appropriate to approach a student eating alone and escalate to physical contact. She attacked me. Everyone saw it. For no reason? So Miss Clark just randomly attacked you while you were minding your own business. I was trying to be friendly, welcoming her to the school, and she went crazy. Several students make derisive sounds. Miss Clark, I'd like your version. Aspen's response is measured. Mr. Steele approached my table uninvited and began questioning my choice to eat alone. When I attempted to disengage, he became increasingly aggressive. He knocked my lunch to the floor deliberately, then reached out to put his hands on me. I defended myself using minimal necessary force. Minimal necessary force. That was quite an effective restraint technique. Where did you learn it? My father served 8 years in special operations. He taught me that the best defense is to end a confrontation as quickly as possible without causing unnecessary harm. Murmurs through the students. And your father would be Master Sergeant David Clark, recently retired from Fort Bragg. Coach Reynolds actually smiles. I know Master Sergeant Clark by reputation. Good man. Which makes your decision to physically intimidate his daughter particularly poor judgment. Braxton's face pales. I want to see the security footage. All of it. The camera's been malfunctioning. Tyler interjects quickly. It's been flickering all week. Coach Reynolds fixes him with a stare. Mr. Nash, are you telling me you've been monitoring our security equipment? Tyler goes white, realizing his mistake. Security to the cafeteria, please. We need to review footage from cameras 7 and 12. Within minutes, 2 security officers arrive with tablets. The main camera had malfunctioned, but the backup system captured everything in crystal clarity. More importantly, the logs reveal a damning pattern. Sir, the lead officer speaks quietly. These malfunctions have been happening systematically for 6 weeks. Always during lunch periods, always affecting cameras where we've had bullying reports. And you think this is coordinated? The timing is too precise. Someone with system access has been creating blind spots. He shows the coach a screenshot. We also found this in deleted messages. Operation New Girl Phase 1 starts now. The timestamp matches exactly when Mr. Steele began his approach. The evidence is overwhelming. This wasn't spontaneous. It was planned harassment with technical sabotage. Coach Reynolds addresses the crowd. Everyone except the principals involved needs to clear out. This is no longer a disciplinary matter. This is a criminal investigation. The words send shockwaves. Criminal investigation means police, permanent records, charges. Mr. Steele, you're suspended from all team activities pending investigation. You'll be escorted to the principal's office where we'll be calling your parents and the police. The police? Braxton's voice cracks. You can't be serious. Conspiracy to commit harassment, deliberate sabotage of school security systems, and assault are not high school drama. They're felonies. My father will never let this stand. He'll have your job. Coach Reynolds' smile is sharp. Your father will be very interested to learn his son has been systematically terrorizing students while covering up evidence. Mayors tend to be sensitive about corruption scandals involving their families. Aspen speaks up. Coach Reynolds, I appreciate your intervention, but I want to be clear. I don't want this to be about my father's military service or special treatment because of his reputation. What happened here should matter regardless of who my family is. Coach Reynolds nods with visible respect. You're absolutely right, Miss Clark. This matters because every student has the right to eat lunch without being harassed, intimidated, or assaulted. As security escorts Braxton away, his parting words echo, "This isn't over. You have no idea what you've started." Actually, Aspen replies calmly, "I think I finished something that should have ended a long time ago." Later that afternoon, Indy's video begins its viral journey. Despite Coach Reynolds' request, she uploads it with a simple caption, "New girl stops school bully in 3 seconds." Sometimes quiet strength beats loud power. The response is immediate and overwhelming. Students from other schools share their own stories. Local news outlets pick up the story. By evening, hashtag Riverside Strong is trending. But more importantly, 3 other students come forward with their own stories of being targeted by Braxton. Each incident follows the same pattern: isolation, escalation, mysterious camera malfunctions. The investigation reveals a sophisticated system of intimidation with text messages, social media coordination, and administrative manipulation. When Mayor Steele arrives for an emergency meeting, his political instincts calculate damage control. But the evidence is too extensive, too well documented, too public to make disappear. 3 days later, Aspen sits in the same cafeteria corner. But now she's not alone. Indy sits across from her along with 2 of Braxton's former victims who finally feel safe enough to eat lunch without fear. Marcus Webb, captain of the wrestling team and one of Braxton's former friends, approaches. "Mind if I sit?" Aspen gestures to an empty chair. "I wanted to apologize. Not just for what Braxton did, but for all of us who knew it was happening and didn't stop it. We told ourselves it wasn't that serious." He looks directly at Aspen. "But watching that video, seeing how scared those other kids were, we knew. And we let it continue because it was easier." "The question isn't what you did before," Aspen says quietly. "It's what you choose to do now. The wrestling team voted yesterday. We're implementing zero tolerance for harassment. Anyone who targets another student gets kicked off. No exceptions." "That's a start," Indy says. "But what about the other sports, other groups?" "We're working on it. Change takes time, but what you did showed everyone that the old way doesn't have to continue." As he leaves, Aspen's phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. "You think this is over?" Braxton has friends in college, friends with long memories. "Watch your back, military brat." She shows it to Indy, who immediately screenshots it. "Should we report this?" Aspen considers, then smiles with calm confidence. "Let them come. I learned a long time ago that bullies are only dangerous when their targets are unprepared." She looks around the cafeteria, noting how different the atmosphere feels. Students make eye contact. Conversations happen across traditional social boundaries. The fear has lifted. "Besides," she adds, standing to clear her tray, "I have a feeling I won't be facing them alone anymore." The truth is evident in the nods of agreement from nearby tables, in the confidence of students who no longer feel compelled to hide, and in the knowledge that sometimes it only takes one person willing to say enough to change everything. Aspen walks toward the exit, her book tucked under her arm. The cafeteria continues its normal rhythm. But there's something different in the air now. Something that suggests this story, while complete, is really just the beginning of a much larger transformation. The security cameras work perfectly now. Their steady green lights a reminder that darkness thrives only when no one is watching. And at Riverside High, someone is always watching now.